So I think Real Madrid have a new talent on their way. Who is this player? Chema Andres. So when we talk about him, he's a player who was a Real Madrid player in the Club World Cup. Like that was the last time he was in the Real Madrid squad. And he was a player who was played very little last season. Like he got a few cameo appearances. And he did quite well in those cameo appearances. But in a team like Real Madrid where it's so stacked, it's unbelievably stacked, especially in the midfield. There's too much quality players. And therefore academy players, they often have to take the road of going on loan or just going permanently to another club, build themselves up there, and then return eventually sometime down the line. And that is the same approach and the same journey he's going to take, because I think he will be returning to Real Madrid very soon. I will say as soon as maybe 2027, because similar to a Nico Paz, which we are going to speak about him in a future video, Chema Andres has been playing so good since he joined Stuttgart, and Stuttgart is a German team. It's a very decent German team, and this is a perfect team for him to develop in. Germany is a good league, and he needs minutes, and he's already a starter in this team. And you saw in the title, you saw in the thumbnail, I think he is very similar, very similar to Rodri. And I know many of you guys don't like Rodri, but you guys do have to appreciate Rodri's playstyle, in which he's a CDM, he's a holding midfielder, he controls the tempo of the game, he cuts passing lanes, he defends, he's like the bodyguard of the centre backs. And he's a Ballon d'Or winner. This is one of the most crucial roles in the team, and CDMs are so rare in the game of football. It's rare that you actually find a true, pure CDM. And that is what Rodri is. Now you're seeing all these clips. This is Rodri in action. And look at this. I'm gonna switch it over to Chema Andres. Look at the similarities. Yes, Chema Andres is tall. Yes, he kind of looks like Rodri. He doesn't really, okay wait, he doesn't really look like him. But you can see some similarities. You can see this player watches some Rodri tape. Like he watches Rodri. You can tell he's a fan. Because his body movements, the way he plays in that holding position, the CDM position, it's very much the same as what Rodri does. And I think if Chema continues like this, he will be a starter at Real Madrid by 2028 or something. When he returns, he will obviously be a more improved player. And because Real Madrid also need a CDM, they have Chouameni. He's world class, but Chouameni is in such a position where he could even be a centre back in the future. Because of how the centre back position is, I think Chouameni can very well be a centre back in the next few years. But I'm not gonna go as far as to say that Chema's gonna bench him. But what I will say is, look at how Chema's playing. Well, I'm actually gonna give you the clips of him in his Real Madrid debut, in which this was against Deportivo. And I watched this game live, and honestly, I didn't really notice anything Chema did in this game. But then again, I wasn't paying too much attention because it was a landslide. It was an easy team. And when Chema came on, you know, often with CDMs, when you're watching the game and you're watching it not so closely, you often don't even notice what they're doing in the game. And as a football fan, in order to understand the CDM position, why it's so important, you have to have a good football IQ. And if you want to play as a CDM, you also need a good football IQ, because what they do goes unnoticed. And he played very good in this game. Like, I think he played very good. And it's crazy how he didn't get any more minutes in the future. He did play some matches, but like, after such a performance, I'm thinking if he played under Xabi, the guy would be probably starting the next match. So that match was our first glimpse of this player and what he could add to his future club, or even to Real Madrid in the future. But now he joined Stuttgart, he's now in a team with Angelo Stiller, and he's cooking. What can I say? He even scored his first goal. It was a header. And I mean, Chema, even in the Castilla, was a header machine. Was good at scoring headers. And his first goal for Stuttgart was a header. But he carried on his good form. And every time I hear about Chema, I'm just seeing good things, good ratings. He's playing very good. Yes, Bundesliga is not La Liga, but he's developing well. He's playing that Rodri role, he's playing that CDM role, and he's playing it very well. At 20 years of age, he's already super confident on the ball. His passing is decent, his tackles are good, and his awareness on the pitch is also improving. Yes, he's not a perfect player, and all I'm showing you here is his good moments. Because he's not perfect, he does make mistakes. He's a young player, but I will say from what we've seen and what people have seen and the ratings he's been getting from his Stuttgart matches, This guy's improving at a massive rate. And I think this opens up an even bigger conversation, because what does this say about La Fabrica? What does this say about the Real Madrid's academy? They're producing talents left and right. I can mention so many just in this season alone that is performing. Victor Munoz already scored his first goal for Osasuna. Gonzalo Garcia's in the Real Madrid first team. Asensio's in the Real Madrid first team. Chema Andres is performing there at Stuttgart. Nico Paz is performing at Como. I've even heard Jacobo Ramon is also playing decent at Como. So these players are really playing good, like they are developing, and the way Real Madrid are doing it with the buyback clauses is so good in my opinion. And they are gonna use this buyback clause, this is a prediction I'm making, they're gonna use this buyback clause to bring Chema Andres back in the next 2 years. That's what I think. Because I think first of all, Nico Paz is gonna come back next year, 2026. And then with Chema, it's gonna be 2027. So they're gonna give the players 2 years. If the players improve that much, 2 years, bring them back. Great business from Real Madrid. But that's all I have to say about Chema Andres. We now speak about some other Real Madrid players. But now we need to speak about the right wing position in Real Madrid. And the starting right winger is Franco Mastantuono. And I've been enjoying his performances, he plays good. But my problem is he doesn't really beat defenders. And in order to be a great right winger, you need to beat some defenders. Now I like Mastantuono. He's a great player, but he is very predictable. Whenever he's on that right side, he cuts inside instead of taking on a player. And I think he's more of an attacking midfielder. And I think maybe Real Madrid should still trust Mastantuono. But at the end of the day, they could still use a player like Endrick there at the right wing position. And I'm going to make a case for Endrick to play at right wing. I think Endrick is perfect for right wing because he beats defenders, he has some decent speed, he has a goal scoring threat. And overall, I'm not moved by Brahim at right wing because he's a right-footed player. Endrick is a left-footed player. And I think if we are seriously looking at Endrick breaking into the starting 11, I think the best way for him to accomplish it is playing in the right wing position. Because to be honest, if he is there to play as a striker, how is he gonna compete with Kylian Mbappe? Who competes with him? He is the best player in the world. No one's gonna take his position. And therefore, that's my take. I think Endrick's best chance is move to the right wing position. I think if there's a player I'm very interested in seeing how Xabi's gonna use this season, it's Eduardo Camavinga. His first 2 matches weren't too good, but now he's playing good, and I think he's starter quality. His tackling is on another level. He can play left back. Camavinga is that type of player that, honestly, he's a wild card. Put him on that pitch as a starter in my opinion. But I mean, that's my thoughts. Tell me your thoughts on Chema Andres. Tell me in the comment section. I will be reading, will be responding. But if you enjoyed, smash like, subscribe, turn on notifications.